Hello, my name's Tyrell Carter. I'm going to teach you how to network. And I'm going to first tell you why networking is important. Then I'm going to go over introduction, how to talk to anybody about anything, and then once you make that connection, what to do with it. So first, why is networking important? Well, since all of you are involved in this Business 401 class, you probably already know, but networking is the primary form of employment. Majority, 80 to 90% of jobs come from some connection between somebody. Either that or they've gotten a reference between another person. So, now that I've explained why it's important that we're able to network, let me break it down into its simplest form. So, first off, let's start with the elevator pitch. This is your introduction. This is that first 7 seconds in which this person is formulating their opinion about you. The two things you want to make sure that you do and that you do very well is you want to be memorable and you want to make sure that you leave them wanting more. So you want to make sure that they're curious about you. They want to ask questions about who you are as a person and the things that you gave them. So when you're making an elevator pitch, you kind of want to try to break it down in 3 things, but the most important thing is that your elevator pitch is pretty much you. Just present it out. So you want to try to find something when you were younger that had a big overarching impact, and then you want to have facts about things that you've done, and you don't want to sit there and brag about yourself or tell your whole entire story. You just want to give them just chunks of what you've done, and in order to give them kind of an idea of who you are as a person and show them that you're amazing. And then you want to give them sort of a brief what you plan to do in the future. And you're going to want to try to split them up into 3. 4 is sometimes too big and 2 is usually not enough. So 3 is kind of like that perfect spot of giving out information. So my elevator pitch typically goes like this. Hi, my name's Tyrell Carter. In 5th grade, I started my own business selling bookmarks. And that birthed the love of my love for entrepreneurship. But at the same time, I was also homeless. And I decided I never want to be in that position again my entire life. So I made sure in high school that I got straight A's. I was recruited to co-found the Robotics Club. I was the yearbook editor, and I was drumline section leader. I applied to UNC, NC State, and Regent University, got into all 3, and decided to come to UNC. Last summer, I interned in San Francisco with PwC. I studied abroad in Chile, and I taught myself how to code. This summer, I plan to study abroad in Shanghai while interning at Google. So my elevator pitch it deviates, but it also stays in like this central framework of I have like big ideas of what I'm doing when I'm young and how that's impacted me. And I chose 2 because both those 2s are very centralized to who I am as a person. And then I talk about what I've done, and I use 4 for the first part, and you can use it because it is your elevator pitch. And then lastly, I talk about something really cool that I'm interested in that I'm going to be doing in the future. So that's generally your pitch. And what you want from this pitch is to be able to have that person be extremely curious about you and ask you questions about who you are as a person. Next, you're going to need a method for being able to hold up a conversation. So that's where we have form. The method for talking to anybody about anything. Form is family, occupation, recreation, message. The first 3 are topics that you can go over. Generally, everybody at least likes one of these topics and likes to talk about themselves a lot in one of these key areas. So typical questions you're going to want to ask is for family is, where are you from? Where's your family from? Where did you grow up? And for occupation, what do you do? What is your typical day like? What is that industry like? And recreation is just general, like, do you like UNC basketball? Also, when you're connecting with a Tar Heel, always talk about UNC basketball. Never fails to talk about UNC basketball. So you kind of want to transition with all of these, and you want to spend about 1 minute to 2 minutes each. And make sure that you're getting meaningful conversation, but you're eventually getting the message, which is the main important part. And the message is how are you going to build that connection? So are you going to use LinkedIn? Or do you have a business card? How are you going to connect with that person? And then what are you going to do when you're connecting with that person? Are you going to have a one-on-one meeting? Are you going to go to lunch with that person? And this is things that you think about when you're trying to get to the message and how you display that message. And you want to make sure that you reply to the person within 24 to 48 hours after you connect with them. And you want to actually try to use these 3 things that came up in the conversation and put those into your email, because they make them more personalized and people love that consistency over time. And once you made a connection, you're going to want to follow up with the person every once in a while so that you can make sure that you're keeping this connection and you're actually growing your network and that it's active. Because we all know your network is your net worth. Thank you.